keep that in mind.
Yeah, hey, forget I asked. That'll definitely do.
Ew. Join the Discord.
It was the least fun I've ever had playing this game.
A small but vibrant and extremely humble community.
No, I've seen the sleeves, but I'm like, you said you're suiting up and then you put your sleeve on. F you for saying that.
Because I'm a demon on the keys.
Next thing I know, we're both dead. I immediately left the lobby.
In Vietnam.
What are they playing for? Are they playing to win?
Stay humble.
Stay humble.
We are live. Welcome to the Dropshot, a Call of Duty podcast.
Kind of.
Podcast. Tanner thinks this episode is going to be like 20 minutes long. I don't think that, but we'll for sure see. Check the, I don't know,
check the
time
VOD.
code, check the VOD, check the recording, whatever. Yeah, episode 143. We have items to talk about. I'm actually mainly interested in talking about the World Series of Warzone we just bore witness to, which we will of course get into. But first, a couple announcements, and lest you have forgotten, I don't know if I said it or not. Maybe I forgot. My name's Casey, also known as Razinon. Some of you might know that. I am joined by Tanner Dropshot. How you doing, Tanner Dropshot?
Hey.
What's up?
Hey. What's going on? Welcome.
Thanks.
Cool.
Welcome to the show. All right, cool. So that was Tanner, our co-host. So yeah, we got some shit to talk about today. Very excited to talk about the World Series of Warzone. I'm not going to intro it too much more than that because we're going to talk about it in a little bit. But it was pretty cool to see, in my opinion. And there were some interesting findings from that. So before that, a couple announcements. Welcome to... We're allowed to do this podcast, by the way. So thank you guys for the following people. Thank you. Welcome to our new gold patrons. Patreon.com/thedropshot. 2 clams, 1 cup. Keep it.
Jesus.
This is
Unsubscribe.
Yeah, I actually might refund you. I mean, what are we doing? And he tried to like metagame it by saying, keep it. Keep it. Cool, man. Cool, man.
Cool, man. Thanks, man.
Change it.
Yeah.
Don't keep it. And fuck you. And it's caps locked too. I mean, it's just, but then it's not caps locked at the end. Just the goddamn worst. But welcome to the Patreon. Also, Zach R, our new gold patrons. Zach, 2 clams, 1 cup. Don't even get it. Thank you, boys. Much appreciated. Also, TX Sasquatch upgrading from gold to platinum for that 5th fucking bonus ep. Ability to call in. Sasquatch, thank you, buddy. Much appreciated. And for the fucking 18th time, a new Damascus patron, Gen Hero.
Yeah.
Gen Hero, dude, figure it out. Right? Figure it out. I don't know how many credit card fucking scams you have going on. You might have 9 cards or something and you're just lost. Which fucking one do I use? Which one did I use? You're being foreclosed on. You're over your credit limits. I don't know what's going on, but fix it, right? Sign up or don't. Okay?
He said he's got it figured out this time, he thinks. That's what he told me in
We'll
DMs.
see. We'll see. We'll fucking see, dude. Okay, we'll see. But anyways, I'm kidding. Gen Hero, thank you for for signing up again. Probably has that whole process memorized by heart, which is a good thing, as you should as well. Gen Hero, I appreciate it. Welcome back, buddy. Also, a new fucking annual gold patron saving himself some bucks. Alan N. Boys, thank you very much, Alan. Welcome aboard the fucking scam, dude. The great scam. The great scam of 2021.
Good scam, Alan.
Yeah. Boys, thank you very much. Patreon.com/thedropshot. Best way to support the program. It's the best for us, and it's the best for you. That's where we offer all of our bonus content. You can find that linked as well on our website at thedropshot.com. Got bonus episodes, hangouts, all that good shit. Check it out. And we very much appreciate it. So thank you guys. Now, on the topic of the Patreon, we have recorded another episode today. It is scheduled. It will be live before you start work on Thursday. So you'll, unless you're here live, you may have listened to that before you listen to this episode, in fact. So that will be live. We talked about our last community tournament, the quasi rebirth resurgence that was neither resurgence nor rebirth event.
Yeah.
That took place on Verdansk Mini Royale. We talked a lot about that tournament and our plans for the next community tournament thing. So we went through actually quite a bit there. So if you really enjoyed the tournament, if you participated, or if you just liked watching it, maybe if you want to participate in the next one, return to the next one, this will definitely be an episode you want to listen to, because Tanner and I kind of give an overview of the last tournament, the one we just had, and also some thoughts that we are having on what to do for the next one. So definitely don't skip that one if that last tournament interested you at all, or if another one in the future interests you at all, because we did ask for a lot of feedback on that one. So that will be live tomorrow before you go to work, 3 a.m. Pacific time to be exact, on the 24th.
Yeah.
So that is that. Also for the website, the founders page is live. I mentioned this on the Patreon episode I just mentioned. So you can check that out, dropshot.com, in the About Us page. The FAQ is also live. It's populated. There are some questions on the FAQ that are asked frequently, hence the name of the page.
Yeah.
So you can check those out. And I don't know, if you have any questions about the podcast, go there, and it might have been answered already. So we will probably be adding more to the FAQ when questions are asked of us often, frequently, perhaps. We'll add some more there, but that is up there as well. The shop is being worked on, so we'll have more information for you hopefully fairly soon on that with the new merch. And then lastly, thank you for reminding me, the Patreon hangout this Friday is at 1 p.m. Pacific time. Now, I made the schedule image on the Twitter, and I got one of the times wrong. I don't know which one it was, but I'm going to find out right now. So, yes, it is not at 12 p.m. on Friday. It's at 1 p.m. on Friday. I forgot to delete the 2. So Friday, 1 p.m. Pacific time is the Patreon hangout on Friday. Instead of in the evening, it's the last Friday of the month. This is what we always do. It allows the Europeans to come hang out. So swing by. And a lot of people have been asking for customs, so we'll do customs. Sure.
We'll give it a shot. If we have enough people, we'll do customs tomorrow. I mean, Friday.
On Friday, yeah. Yeah. So we will do that. We can do Verdansk or Rebirth. I don't particularly care. My suspicion is on Friday afternoon. We will poll you guys and see what you want to do. Doesn't really matter to Tanner and I. Unless Tanner has some leaning there.
I don't really care.
Cool. So yeah, we'll probably do that. But we will do customs, so you don't have to be European to come. It's just any patron. It starts at 1 p.m. on Pacific time on Friday. So keep that in mind. And then other than that, that is it for me. Tanner, any announcements?
No, I don't think so. You sure that's it, little buddy? That wasn't a whole lot of announcements for us. Shorter than normal. Cool.
Yeah, I think that's it. Nothing else I can really think of.
I guess we can
like
say
it's just on hold, but go ahead.
I guess we can say now too. Saturday is the live call-in Q&A at 1 p.m. again. That's on the schedule. Not everyone can come to that. That's just Damascus
and Platinum
patrons. Yeah. So that's Saturday, 1 p.m. Pacific, and then Saturday night we're doing a podcast. I think it was planned we were gonna do something related to Cold War. I think. I don't know though. We still haven't played this new update, or maybe it was more on Warzone update. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Yes. We will figure it out. Yeah, Saturday may or may not be a Cold War Season 4 review.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll have time to play it yet. We may have to wait another week.
It's possible, yeah. And in that case, we'd probably do another Q&A on Saturday, which is fine. Some of you guys don't like that. Some of you will. You can't please everyone, as we've...
Well, I can. I'm a man of the people. I'm for the people.
Cap. Stop the cap. Yeah. So yeah, this is the last kind of week of the month. It's always extra busy. So we've got the different time on Friday. We've got the call-in Saturday afternoon and then the episode Friday or Saturday evening. Oh, we're definitely not doing Cold War.
Cool. You're like, nope, fuck that.
No, we won't have time.
Yeah.
We won't even have time to write the notes on Saturday. Yeah, we're definitely.
Well, and we have to record 1 or 2 tomorrow, upload the pod.
There's no shot. Yeah, so Saturday's Q&A.
We're hard-working men, you know?
Get scammed.
We work hard, dude. Cool. Well, you guys know not to show up on Saturday now.
So cap. In our defense,
I'm kidding.
We've been playing a lot of Warzone, and I still haven't done everything, tried everything I want to try in Warzone.
Well, I haven't found a red door. We'll get into it.
And we haven't even seen a red door, so I guess we haven't been playing enough. Whatever. Yeah. So, twitter.com at the Dropshot Pod. Or, yeah, at the Dropshot Pod. Follow it. The schedule is always the pinned tweet for that week. So if you're confused about dates or times, go there. And they will almost always be correct, except this week. Friday, 1 p.m., not 12 p.m., as the image says.
Yeah.
So, other than that, I think that about covers it. So, Tanner, anything else?
No.
Cool. All right. That's it. If you're listening for the jingle, here it is.
What are your thoughts on me thanking subs during the jingle?
You certainly could. I don't give a fuck.
Lag Show, tier 1, baby. 5 months. He said, almost there, 1 year incoming. That's fake news, Lag. Thank you very much for the 5 months, though, young king. And SP Farms. Welcome, dude. 1,500 fucking bits from SP. Let's go, king. SP Farms, Lag, thank you very much. Boopsie, thanks for the raid. Welcome, king. And we're live again.
And we're back. All right. So today we have an episode. Not too much in the way of patch notes, really. This is unsurprising because when there's a new season or a new big update, there isn't really much going on before the update because they're working on it, or afterward because they, because they just transformed the game. And that shouldn't be surprising, but there were still a couple things which we want to discuss. First of all, Cold War, the hand cannon. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Jesus.
The hand cannon is a new score streak. It's similar to Seraph's Annihilator. We covered that briefly, and I think it costs like 5,000 or something. I'm not sure. But one interesting aspect of that is that it can one-shot any kill streak. Which is actually quite good. So, like, if they get a harp, you can just one-tap it, attack helicopter, whatever, one-shot all of them. Wow. That's super good to know, especially if you're using that. I've been playing Cold War. I've been seeing a surprising amount of people running hand cannon. Could be because it's new, but it does seem pretty fucking good, actually. I've seen people get some nasty clips with it.
Yeah, that sounds good.
So yeah, that's if you're playing Cold War, if you're running the hand cannon, keep in mind you can shoot down harps and
what about a strafe run
with it? I don't know about that, Chief. I think it's just one plane, right?
I've never looked at the strafe run. I don't know. I've never looked up. I just always die to it or get 20 kills with it.
Yeah. Oh god, that was the worst voice crack I've ever had.
Like BO4 Thresher, I always saw it fly right over, but I haven't really paid attention to this one. I don't know.
Yeah. It does have bullet travel. So I think it would be hard to shoot the strafe run because you have to lead it quite a bit. It is not hit scan. But anyways.
That's what I was thinking with the harp too. It'd be hard to hit.
The harp moves real slow, actually. I saw a clip. It looked pretty easy. But anyway, now you guys know. So that is that. Also, this is kind of more interesting. This is sort of news and sort of a change. Warzone devs tease return of nerfed specialist bonus. Now, Tanner has some additional information, but I'll start. On Rebirth Island, at least, Resurgence, you can absolutely just find this lying around, and you can do it fairly regularly. We haven't been playing as much Rebirth Island lately. We've been playing more Verdansk. I haven't seen it in Verdansk yet. I haven't been killed by anyone with it yet. None of my teammates have gotten it yet, while I'm present at least. But on Rebirth Island, I mean, I played one session for like 2 or 3 hours, and we got at least 3. I got 1, L got 1 or 2, I think. Maybe not lag, I don't know. But they're like pretty fucking common on Rebirth. The one I got was literally, I just dropped out of the plane. It was just on top prison. It wasn't even in a box. It was just like floating. I was like, oh, all right, cool. See ya. Snatched it and then did quite well. Because I had specialist. So that is interesting. However, the nerf to it, which I think is already in effect, is like it only gives you every perk now. So it doesn't give you weapon perks like sleight of hand. And I'm pretty sure, almost positive, it doesn't give you the increased movement speed anymore. Because as soon as I picked it up, I expected to be zooming. And I specifically remember thinking to myself, I don't feel like I'm moving any faster now. So I think that's another thing that they like nerfed about it, which kind of makes sense. I think having every perk in the game is kind of good enough. Do we need to get even more crazy and give you movement speed and reload speed on top? Not sure. Not sure. But nonetheless, it is back definitely in Rebirth, and Tanner tells me it's definitely in Verdansk. What's the intel on that?
So yeah, it's in Rebirth. It's definitely every other crate you open in Plunder has one in there too. But I haven't seen it yet on Verdansk. But I was told numerous times a few days ago that it was it was in Verdansk too, and people were getting it out of chests. So again, I haven't seen it. But when I was using it in Plunder, I thought it still had the speed buff, but I don't know.
Maybe it does. I'm not sure. That's nothing I read. It's just what felt like that to me.
Yeah, so I'm not sure. This patch note did confuse me also, because it was basically saying that this is coming, right? But it seems to me that they already made the changes, but also I haven't been using Modern Warfare guns, so I don't know if I wouldn't have had sleight of hand anyways. I've been only running Cold War guns.
True.
So either way, I don't know if it's changed or not, but most people are running Cold War guns right now. So there is specialists to be found around the map for sure.
Yeah, and whether or not it still gives the movement and the weapon perks or not shouldn't really matter for you, because if you see specialist, you still want it for sure. Like, you still want it just as much, even if it doesn't give you the other shit. So functionally, this doesn't matter that much. The important note is that you can just find it lying around. If it is obtainable in Verdansk, my guess is, as Boopsy said, they're going to be behind the red doors. That would make sense.
Yeah, exactly. Which is also, well, yeah, they're for sure behind red doors then too, but I had a few people say in the Discord I saw that they got it just out of a normal chest.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Either way, you can find it lying around in some case. But yeah, so that is that. I don't like specialists. I don't think it should be in the game at all. In Warzone at all, but
I'd rather have specialists than Dead Silence, to be honest.
True, definitely true, but we'll get more into that in a bit. So another thing that happened with Season 4 is they told us again that they were nerfing the Roze skin. I told you guys to not get excited until we actually fucking see it. Turns out they actually did nerf the Warzone Roze skin. It is now, instead of black, it's actually like charcoal gray.
Yeah.
Like very light gray. Like it's much more visible now. Still like dark sort of, but instead of black, it's actually like not even light gray, not even dark gray. It's just gray. Like actually,
it's light gray. Yep.
Yeah, it's much more visible now. So good for them for finally doing it. Now you guys are sweat lord pieces of shit, so you're wondering, okay, well, if Roze is visible now, how do I exploit the game? Okay, bet. Probably the new darkest operator now, most difficult to see, is the Milsim Balkan CTU operator. It's a dude and he's wearing all black. It's, if you guys have ever watched my streams, it's the operator I've been running for 6 months. It's just some dude who's literally completely blacked out gear. And I'm seeing more and more people running that now because it's pretty dark too. It's not as good as the Roze skin was because the Roze skin was like form fitting and like,
yeah, exactly. She didn't have like
a
all
black
like
hole.
Well, she didn't have like the plate carrier and all the magazine, holders and all that shit. So she was like, she looked a lot thinner too. It was just like skin tight black.
Yeah.
That's what made the biggest difference.
And the material too, almost. It like reflected no light. I don't know. Whatever.
I just feel like any all black operator outfit is going to be almost as good as Roze now. Not as good as the OG Roze, but there's plenty out there. We'll probably see those be abused, or maybe not, because they do look whiter and shit, so maybe they won't be. But there are plenty of operators out there you can use. I found a couple more. I can't think of their names, but I was looking through my whole operator list the other day, and I set mine to a new operator, and I noticed, like, oh, there's quite a few very dark operators, so...
Yep, yeah, and that's what we talked about the first time the Roze skin was the Roze nerf was announced. We were like, okay, cool, but the problem isn't with just the skin; it's with the fucking game's visibility. I should be able to wear an all black operator and be visible to enemies.
Yeah,
like that's just the reality. But that's a point for another time. Nonetheless, the Roze skin was actually nerfed this time. So that is that. Warzone, June 18th, there was an update, just some bug fixes, nothing to really talk about. And then also on the 22nd, there was another update. This one was substantive. The MG82, which was fucking insane, was nerfed a lot. Max damage, all the max damages were reduced. The range was reduced 20%. Every multiplier was reduced. And they added recoil. So what's interesting about this is they didn't touch the aim down sight or handling at all. But they did touch a lot of other things. So this appears to me to be fine. Maybe. I have not seen many people using it after the nerf. And I haven't used it myself after the nerf either, because I've been wanting to try a whole bunch of shit, and this was not one of my priorities.
Yeah, try a bunch of other guns that weren't the most usable a couple days ago because of this gun. The biggest thing I've noticed is it does have quite a bit more recoil now. So the gun is still for sure usable up close as an LMG, and maybe more usable than a gun like a Stoner or something, or other LMGs, because it has that really good movement speed, it's got the good ADS speed, and it has a really high fire rate. So it's still usable for sure, but when you were beaming people at 100 plus meters and your reticle wasn't moving, that's no more. There's a good amount of added recoil to it. So this gun went from broken, overpowered to like just viable. It's viable in Warzone. There's plenty of better guns now out there.
I would agree with that. Yeah, there's some ARs that still don't move. True. It makes this nerf, by the way, makes the ground loot MG82 much less appealing. You can immediately tell it has way more recoil on that ground loot one. Like before, you'd get that gray one and just fucking rip kids. Now it's like it kicks like a Cold War MP5. Actually, is what it feels like. It just immediately shoots up. You got to be like, whoa, whoa. What game is that from? Whoa. Is that Skyrim?
I have no idea. I didn't play Skyrim, so maybe.
Or no, maybe it's Inquisition.
You play like nerd games. Like, I don't know. I'm a man. I play shooters. I'm a man.
Okay.
You play Skyrim and Dragon Age. I play Escape from Tarkov, right? What's a manlier game?
We are
you
not
tell
the
me.
Same.
We are not the same.
We are not the same.
Hey, wait, hold on.
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
That's you piece of shit. You're not that guy.
I'm not that guy. Got it. Well, anyways, in any case, it kicks a lot. Yeah. So I'm pretty pleased with this. It was way too busted. And it seems like it with an actual loadout MG82, it's probably still quite good, but definitely not overpowered the way it was. They also mentioned, this is kind of a news item, but I'll just talk about it now because it was in the patch notes. They are looking at the nail gun. So I had been talking about the nail gun and saying like it seems kind of like a meme weapon. I still think that's sort of true, but it has a fucking ridiculous time to kill that I didn't really realize. That's like far better than every other SMG.
Yeah, isn't it almost like 100 milliseconds quicker at killing?
It's certainly fast. Yeah,
like close range compared to all the other SMGs. It's I mean, it's
pretty
a big
busted
difference.
Yeah, so they are saying they wrote a whole blurb here. What it looks like they want to do is increase the number of shots to kill by 1. I think that would be a pretty good compromise. Because it would still probably be the fastest killing SMG on average, but you also have only 20 rounds. So like that is a fair trade-off. But right now it's so heavily skewed and it kills so much faster than every other SMG that it seems like really disgusting, especially if you're hitting all your shots. You literally can't lose. You literally can't lose to any other SMG. So that, I think 1 extra shot to kill is a good place to start. It would still be worth using. You'd still probably have the fastest TTK of every SMG, but it wouldn't be as dominating, and it would make the 20 round mag a lot more restrictive because that's 1 extra shot per kill. So if you want to kill 2 people, that's 2 extra shots that have to come out of that mag, assuming you're hitting all your shots. Or even not, actually. It's just always going to be 2 extra bullets at least. So I think that would be a good place to start, and I like where Raven's head is at there.
I agree. Yeah, that sounds like... I still haven't used this. I was going to buy it, but honestly, yeah, I'm not going to spend the time to unlock it. Let me be super, super clear. And I thought about buying it, but I'm like, you know what, dude? I just want to use a gun. Because it's like, sure, it kills really quickly, but I'm going to lose 8 engagements before it comes in handy. And I finally get that gunfight point blank that I actually win because of it. So it's like, all in all, I think an SMG is just going to be better. Obviously, way more ammo. You can miss more shots, better bullet velocity, better outside of, sticking the nail gun to the side of my head, etc. So just all in all, I'd still rather use an SMG.
That's what I've been doing too. Yeah, like I don't even care if it's overpowered. It's just too goofy and like too. It's like you're going all in on one strategy. Get inside 10 meters and not miss. If you can do that, you win. But if you can't, then you'd rather have any other SMG. I don't like going all in on one strategy pretty much ever with any gun.
Exactly.
So yeah, I've been like, I've used the nail gun a little bit, but I prefer using SMGs even in its current state. So for those of you wondering, what about attachments or whatever for the nail gun? There are no attachments for the nail gun. You can't put any attachments on it. So if you want to use the nail gun, buy the bundle instead of unlocking it, because unlocking it doesn't matter. The only reason to unlock a gun that you can otherwise buy a bundle for is so that you can put your own attachments on it instead of using the bundle's attachments. Nail gun doesn't have attachments, so that doesn't matter. So you can never unlock it, and that's fine. You can just use the purchased bundle version.
Yeah.
But so if you want to, that's something you can consider.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah. And then last thing here, this is kind of a hidden patch note, correct the record thing. Season 4 Raven patch notes said that the Modern Warfare AUG was buffed in a couple ways. True Game Data ran the numbers on this. That is fake news. It wasn't changed at all in any way. It wasn't nerfed or buffed. And it wasn't buffed in the way that the patch notes said, obviously. Raven replied to a tweet from True Game Data pointing this out, saying, okay, our bad. True, we're going to do it soon. So the MW AUG changes that were in Season 4 did not happen, but they will be coming shortly. Raven is aware of the issue. So there's some fake news kind of shored up for you.
It's funny to see, by the way, how people act when they think a gun is buffed and it's actually not. It's like we've all probably done that before. You think a gun is buffed using like, dude, this thing hits. I saw so many TikToks, like big TikTok accounts, 100,000+ followers. They're like,
That's so funny.
You guys need to try the Modern Warfare AUG. It's been nerfed, like this damage multiplier. This thing hits now. Here's the setup. And then it's like a few of the comments would be like, this wasn't actually buffed, by the way. Like True Game Data proved this. And then like the person commented back and they're like, it was buffed. It said so in the patch notes. And it's like, again, just every day tells me more and more how much of a waste TikTok is. I mean, holy shit, these kids are idiots. So anyways, it wasn't actually buffed. So if you watch a TikTok telling you to use this setup because it was meta, unfollow that person.
Yeah, you really shouldn't trust TikTok advice from anyone.
Yeah, they're rats. They either steal content or they're wrong about everything. They're all fucking rats, though.
The thing about TikTok that you have to remember is that it's one of those platforms where you have to be posting like at least once a day, if not multiple times a day. So if you're a big TikToker and your only thing is on TikTok, that's the only place you make evergreen content. You are just like, a patch happens, you're doing a video right away. And if the fucking MG82 comes out and I have a TikTok on it that's like well produced with subtitles and shit and an intro, 20 minutes after the update, I don't know what I'm talking about. I couldn't have possibly tested it and made the TikTok in 20 minutes. So like, don't trust that, obviously. Like they could be right, but if they are, it's because they got lucky. It's not because they actually know what they're talking about. But if you see like a JGod TikTok, okay, trust that, because you know JGod and he actually does test things. He also has a YouTube channel and shit. But if you like learn about them from TikTok, be very skeptical. Yeah, for sure. It's just the medium is not it, like, you know, yeah. So that's another thing to keep in mind. But anyway,
it's cringe.
Super cringe. So other than that, that's it for patch notes and changes. As I said, excuse me, light day, light week really in the wake of season 4. By far the biggest thing that changed was that MG82 nerf, which was very much needed. Now we can say a quick word on something. I don't know if we mentioned this. I think we did. These Cold War barrels need to be nerfed now. They're way too good.
They're pretty fucking good.
It's actually just that simple. I mean, they're so insane.
Yeah.
Someone in Discord, I think it was Go Blue Mason, was like, dude, you guys like you didn't give Raven and Activision enough shit for how insane these barrels are. I was like, yeah, you're probably right, actually. Like, they're so busted. I think what needs to happen to the Cold War barrels, they should keep the velocity and the damage range, because that's where they lack compared to MW. So that's fine. It puts them on par with MW. They need the recoil reduction to be lessened. So 30% less. Yeah. So like, instead of giving fucking 30% horizontal and vertical recoil control, it needs to be like, I think it's 15 is the max. Instead of 15 and 15, it needs to be like 12 and 12, 10 and 10 even. Start with 12 and 12 maybe, because these guns just don't fucking move. Farah doesn't move. Krig doesn't move. QBZ doesn't move. It's not good anyway, but and there are some other guns I haven't tried yet.
C58 apparently doesn't move. Ours isn't max level yet, but
so, you know, there are the recoil control is the only thing I think needs to be changed, and I think it does need to be changed.
Yeah.
They're just so nasty.
Yeah, they went from talking about like wanting to raise the skill ceiling to then making every single gun have 0 recoil. So basically we have a bunch of like Grows and Kilos, but they kill a lot faster than both those guns now, right? So now it's like, think of the Grow, like when was the Grow good in Warzone? A few months in, 3 or 4 months in maybe? Think of the Grow at that point, but that being just about every single Cold War AR, right? And they kill,
and with magnification too.
Yeah, true. Yeah, exactly. Everyone on the Grow ran iron sights back then. Yeah. Some people ran VLKs, but they're in prison now, of course. Yeah, dude. So
as they should be.
They didn't raise the skill ceiling, obviously. Crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. So, anyways, just wanted to say a word on that. We'll probably talk more in detail about that in a future episode. There's still some games that need to be played, frankly, by Tanner and I. We still haven't even tried everything yet, which is cool. I like that aspect of this update.
Same.
It was so transformative that I've had fun playing Warzone every time.
Yeah. Dude, we
update.
played Raz streamed Warzone on Tuesday. Again, we stream gameplay every Tuesday and Friday, by the way, at noon Pacific time. He had like 5 people coming like, oh, streaming on a different day. Nope, every Tuesday and Thursday. In case you guys don't know, in case you guys just listen and want to watch us play, Tuesday and Thursday, 12 p.m. Pacific time, we stream gameplay.
Dropshot.com.
That was our
live.
longest gameplay stream ever. He was live for like 6.5 hours, and we were playing Warzone. We've never played Warzone for that long. I don't know why.
True.
I guess it was because we were trying different guns out. Shit, we weren't even doing that well. We won like 3 games in 6 hours. We were not doing that well. And yeah, I don't know. We were playing for a long time. I was using the Milano. I don't know if I said this on Saturday. Maybe I did. The Milano is not the best SMG, but it's really fun to use right now. It's something different. It's nice having like a lower fire rate SMG that is fairly chunky up close. You can get a lot of downs with it. I did talk about it because I talked about that squad wipe we got, I think. But yeah, so it's like things like that. Then we were experimenting with the FAR and the Krig because the FAR felt really good. And on paper, the Krig was worse. And on Saturday, I talked about, like, I think the Krig is going to be like the Kilo. So we finally started using it. And all of us playing that day were kind of like, this Krig feels pretty fucking good. I'm not going to say it's better than the FAR, because it's probably not. But it feels good. They're both really good guns. The time to kill is close enough that you can pretty much use either one, whatever one you feel more comfortable with, I think.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, on that topic, actually, we ran a Twitter poll saying what's better, FAR or Krig, for like a long-range Cold War AR. Tanner and I enjoyed the Krig more on Tuesday anyway.
Yeah, that'll change, I'm sure.
Yeah, probably. But most people on the poll voted for the FARA. I think it was a lot more people, by the way.
I think it was like 70-30 or something.
Yeah, something like that. Which I was fairly surprised by.
I'm not. Pretty much everyone today in World Series of Warzone was using FARA too. I actually didn't see a Krig. I saw FARA. I even saw AS Val, Car 98s, HDRs, Strellas. Never saw a Krig though. RAM.
Interesting.
Pieman was still using a RAM. So
yeah, that was interesting. Yeah. So anyway, yeah. But yeah, I think that is why we've been having so much fun. There's a lot of shit to try. And that's been cool. So anyway, that's it for patches and changes. Probably have more to talk about next week, although I would expect that to not be super crazy either, because this is still a new season.
Next up here, news and upcoming changes. We have about 2 things to cover, right? And about one of them is interesting. So the first one, I thought I'd throw this in there. Saw people talking about this on Discord. If you're still playing Modern Warfare multiplayer, first of all, I don't know why, but a lot of you guys still surprisingly are. If you're still playing Modern Warfare multiplayer, a lot of people set up classes to shoot down VTOLs and shit like that. They put a LMG with FMJ. Well, FMJ is broken, so don't waste your time. It doesn't do anything right now. This broke back in April also, and they fixed it. So this will be fixed at some point, but FMJ is giving no added benefit at all right now. So if you're still playing Modern Warfare multiplayer, it's just a little PSA there's no point in using it, right? So that'll be fixed at 8 point, I'm sure. They haven't acknowledged it, but it'll probably be fixed in a week or 2, I would imagine. That's what happened last time. And yeah, that's about
cool
it.
Game. It's crazy people play MDub. I have nothing to say on this topic other than stop it. The game's awful.
Damn, dude.
But
okay.
Anyways, move on.
So next up here, it's an article from Charlie Intel. How to use the red doors in Warzone and their loot location. So this was interesting to me, and I didn't know this.
I'm going to make this my desktop background.
We keep talking about where the fuck are the red doors. Haven't seen a red door. Haven't seen one once. I don't know what it is. How do I find it? So the reason we're not seeing them is because there's about 30 possible red doors locations, and they're all in about 4 spots on the map. Don't know why. So if you haven't seen a red door, here's the areas you need to look. You need to go to Summit, Salt Mine, Factory, Stadium, or west of Hills / south of West Promenade. Kind of where that bunker used to be on the hill. But basically, the main one's Salt Mine, Summit, Factory, and Stadium. That's where about 20 of the possible spawn locations are for the red doors, right? So I was thinking it was going to be more random than this. I did not realize that at all. I was thinking it would just be like random doors all over the place, but they kind of put it in certain areas, which is kind of weird. But I guess they're trying to, get people to, they're trying to make those areas hot drop location or something, because not a whole lot of people go Summit. That spot west of Promenade, again, is also kind of weird. I don't know. Does it have something to do with the bunker being there? Yeah, south of West Prom, and then west of Hills.
Weird alien statue used to be around there. Yeah.
Yeah. So pretty weird, but look, the best location probably is Factory, because I think there's about 4 of them pretty much in those same 2 like southernmost like manufacturing factory buildings. There's one like underground, I know, in one of those buildings, which is a weird spot I didn't even know existed. So if you haven't seen the red doors like us, consider landing these spots. So I want to try this now. I want to try to find a red door now that I have these locations. Because I thought they'd be spread out more. And it's like there's 2 in downtown, and then there's a couple like west of Airport up in the hills.
And I believe those are both in Bank, right? That's what the image looks like. The downtown.
No, that's a new little area that was added in with Season 4. What's it called? Why did I think it's Sawmill or something? Those new buildings up there on the hill.
Oh.
They look like old wooden buildings. I don't know. You know what I'm talking about. That's what it looks like on the map. Yeah.
Okay.
It looks like to me. That's definitely not Bank. You can see Bank on the map. Bank's not that close to the edge of the map. I'm pretty sure to the right
of the number 5 on 25 is Trump. Isn't it?
Oh, you're talking about downtown Bank.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hold on. I was thinking police station. I was blended. My bad. So yeah, that looks like Bank, and then probably downtown both Bank. Yeah, you're right. Okay. I was thinking something else. Never mind.
Yeah.
So there we go. Check out those locations. There's a map on Charlie Intel if you guys want to set it as your desktop background like Raz is gonna do.
Dude, I don't give a fuck what my desktop background is. I've never cared. I usually use the default one until I have cause to put something else. So before I had all the vault with the codes as my desktop background, I just changed it. So you might as well know where they are.
Yeah.
Think of red doors and where they spawn in exactly the same way as buy stations. So there are whatever 50 possible buy stations, but only 30 spawn in a match. Sometimes there's a buy here, sometimes there isn't. But this is a spot where it could be. Red doors are the same thing. I don't know how many spawn per match out of 30. That is an interesting question, but still.
I think it's around 10.
Okay. That's a lot.
Yeah, I want to say it's around 10.
That sounds about right. So yeah, think of them like buy stations. Sometimes there's a buy there, sometimes there isn't. Same thing with the red doors. Tanner and I will definitely be seeking these out. And if you want to hit a red door, Stadium's a good spot. Factory's a good spot. Summit is probably your best bet because people don't really go there otherwise. And then Quarry has some as well. But that's always kind of hot. So yeah, I would say Factory's kind of hot too. I would say Summit's probably best if you just wanted to find a door.
Yep. Factory, I think they're the closest together, probably, in a small area. Summit, they're a little bit spread out. Also, Summit's like some are on the other side of that gondola, so it's like you got to take that or drive around or something. So Factory is probably like the quickest way to get one, but it's going to be the most dangerous too.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, that's that. I don't know how long the red doors will be around, but you can use them. Probably higher chance you get specialists from these. You definitely get some money. Probably a satchel. Similar to like the vaults.
You usually get like an advanced UAV too.
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah. So similar to like how the vaults were, but with less stuff in them.
Yeah.
So that's something.
Yep.
This next item is, this was attached to the June 22nd patch notes updates. And this wasn't a change, but it's titled Some Thoughts on Perks. This is from Raven, June 22nd patch notes. We're exploring all avenues in terms of changes to provide fair and reactable, pick a better word, counterplay options to dead silence. A decision like this must be made carefully, especially considering how it may destabilize other aspects of the game. How is that true? Doesn't make any sense. If you completely remove dead silence, it wouldn't destabilize anything. It would stabilize things, actually.
Nope.
We cannot promise anything at this moment.
Fuck you.
Change it. But as we close in on an appropriate solution, we will share more details. Sit tight. Now, what's interesting about this is they didn't say anything related to perks at all there. They were talking about a field upgrade called Dead Silence. Nothing mentioned a perk, nor even alluded to a perk. So the question must be asked, why did they title it Some Thoughts on Perks when they didn't talk about a single fucking perk in the entire paragraph? Well, fair and reactable counterplay options to Dead Silence. My guess, and Tanner and I and Jake and some others kind of came up with this when we were playing, is that this must be adding some functionality to a perk that allows resistance to or immunity from the effects of Dead Silence. So, for example, if you have High Alert, which is a red perk, then other players who are using Dead Silence, instead of having negative 100% footstep sound, it's only negative 20% footstep sound. So, like, if you have high alert, you hear people with Dead Silence more.
Yeah.
Something like that is the only explanation to why this would have started with Some Thoughts on Perks. Why else would they phrase it that way? Doesn't make much sense.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts, Tanner?
My thoughts is this whole statement they said is a mess, and I don't get it at all. Also, if they're gonna make it a perk be reactive to Dead Silence, then High Alert should just not. You should just have normal footstep sounds for Dead Silence, I think. Hey, maybe they should make High Alert all around have louder footstep audio. How about that?
Ooh.
I mean, that's something too. Also, I was kind of watching an exclusive Ace video from like a month ago, before stopping power was taken out, and it was talking about should stopping power and Dead Silence be removed from Warzone. And in that video, he actually had the idea also that High Alert should counter Dead Silence. So that's not the first idea this has been thrown, or that's not the first time this has been thrown around. I guess people have had this thought before. But I'm just fucking confused. A decision like this must be made carefully, especially considering how it may destabilize other aspects of the game. What does that mean, dude? What?
Yeah, I don't
how is this
understand that
any
at all.
different from stopping power? There is no counter. What do you mean? Just remove it. Remove it or lower the spawn rate by 95% like you did with stopping power. Because I've found 1 or 2 stopping powers ever.
Actually,
Ever.
yeah.
Since
True.
you lowered the spawn rate. And that's fine. It makes it all the more powerful when somebody finds it. BRs are already random and stupid. So whatever, that's fine. I'd rather have that than 100 of them everywhere, right? So
True.
Yeah. So I don't understand what this may be other than them changing some sort of a perk. Now, my only thought is, they said it may destabilize other aspects of the game. Maybe they're thinking if this does have something to do with a perk like High Alert, they're saying this will destabilize the game because people may stop running Ghost in order to pick up High Alert, which to me wouldn't destabilize the game. It would make the game much better.
True.
So I'm just very confused and I fucking hate this. Frankly, I imagine them to just act like how they did with stopping power and like, you know what, you guys are right. This is too strong. Let's lower the spawn rate of it. But the fact that they said this shit and then they're like, we can't promise anything at the moment. Really? Are you serious, bro? What? Nobody is ever happy when they die from Dead Silence. Ever.
Yeah.
It was funny
Actually.
watching the World Series of Warzone today. It's like Dead Silence was the most important thing. Like at one point I was watching Tfue and Pieman and they were like, oh, there's a deadie over there. There's a deadie over there. Grab that. Like acting like it was the holy grail, right? Because that's how important it was.
Yeah.
Yes, that's how important Dead Silence is. And that's why it's so busted. That should show you how busted it is, right? Or I mean, they can do a million things. If they're gonna keep the spawn rate in, whatever, then maybe change it to only last like 5 seconds or something, so you have to make a quick decision when to use it. I don't know. I mean, I would rather it just be gone entirely. The very least, the spawn rate of it reduced by like 95%. I don't even want some sort of perk counter to it. I would rather it just be almost non-existent. Because my thought process is if they do a perk counter to it, then they're going to just leave the same spawn rate and they're still going to be everywhere. And then, I mean, it'd be kind of decent in some way because then there'd be maybe less people running Ghost. But it's just, I don't get it. I genuinely want to know what they're thinking when they say this may destabilize other aspects of the game, because that just confuses the hell out of me.
I think Boopsy actually might be onto something in chat. I think Dead Silence, they think Dead Silence is the counter to campers. So if they remove it, they're afraid camping will be too viable. Maybe that is what they mean.
Cringe thought, because that's not the case at all.
I agree that that would be wrong, but I think that might be what they're thinking and why they think it might destabilize their game. That does make
sense, yeah.
That's a good idea, Boopsy. Maybe that is what they're thinking.
That is a good thought.
However, don't care. I'd rather, even if that were true, which maybe in some ways it sort of would be, but not really, because if you're camping and you're smart, you have claymores everywhere anyway, so Dead Silence isn't going to matter.
Well, and if they had some sort of issue with people camping, then just, change Ghost so it only works if you're moving or something.
Yeah. Or only allow people to have 1 claymore down instead of 2. There's a ton of things they could do. Yeah, that's an interesting thought. But even if it did make camping more viable, which I don't think I accept, then that's still better than how cancer Dead Silence is right now. Like, it's still, I'd rather there be more campers without Dead Silence in the game anymore than less Dead Silence. 100%. Dead Silence.
There's not that many campers
cringe.
in trios and quads, really. It's mostly solos, and fuck solos. Take it out of the video game, anyways. Find a friend to play with. It's better. Play with a random. It's better than playing solos.
Because if people are camping, you can counterplay that. You can't counterplay Dead Silence. So even though campers are annoying, at least there is outplay potential and counterplay potential. Whereas in Dead Silence, there isn't any, actually. The only thing to counter Dead Silence is to camp and put down claymores. So if you take it out, I don't know. I don't, maybe that is what they're thinking, but still, I'm curious what they're going to do here. Doesn't sound like they're going to remove it. Doesn't even sound like they're going to reduce the number of deadies in the game either. Because when they talked about stopping power, they didn't say some thoughts on perks. We're thinking of giving EOD resistance to stopping power or something. They didn't say that. They just said we were going to reduce the spawn rate. So if they do add perk functionality, unfortunately, I don't think the rate of Dead Silence is going to be reduced. Now, let's say High Alert does get resistance to Dead Silence. Do you use it instead of Ghost going forward?
I still don't know, honestly, because how annoying it is dying to Dead Silence. Ghost is just way too strong in this video game to not use. That's what I think. I mean, Restock is excellent. It's such a good perk, but it's hard to use for me over Ghost because of how busted it is. It's just so broken. So, I don't know, dude. That's a tough decision. I think I would just stick with Ghost still, which just goes to show you how broken that is. I'm just scared at some point, like when we get the new Vanguard map supposedly in November. With COD 2021, I'm scared that there's just going to be a perk that's basically Dead Silence, that they'll put like Ninja in the game or Dead Silence as a perk itself. That would actually ruin Warzone. I would rather die to a cheater than die to only people whose footsteps I literally can't hear. But I wouldn't put it past them.
Not have Ninja. What if it was like you had to pick Ninja or Ghost though?
What if you had to pick Ninja? Oh, that'd be interesting. Yeah.
That's kind of like Cold War multiplayer. I mean, you could do perk greed in Cold War multiplayer, but if you don't, then you can either be off UAV or you can be silent or like virtually silent.
Yeah.
But you can't be both.
Wow,
so
great question.
In either case, you're always detectable in some way. I think that would actually be better, depending on how quiet you move. If it made you like,
I think that would probably end up being
then
better.
It would be too strong. But yeah, I agree. I think it would be better.
Because if people aren't like calling in UAVs that often or something, or especially if they ever changed heartbeat, then there wouldn't be as much of a reason to run Ghost right there. So then it would make more sense. But right now, yeah, I don't know. That's a tough decision actually.
True. Yeah. Yeah, it's all contingent on how everything else plays. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not optimistic about this, but I think no matter what they do, it's going to be better than what we have now. Because if it does get added to high alert, then fewer people will be running Ghost. That's better for the game. It's more fun for the game. Or we can run high alert ourselves so we won't die to Deddy pushes as often. That's good. It's better than the current state of the game. So in any case, this is going to be an improvement. I'm curious to see how much of an improvement it'll be, and what it will be, really, and how much it improves things. Because I was very skeptical about the stopping power spawn reduction rate, but it actually did. They reduced it so much that it actually does feel like it's just not in the game anymore. And at that point, I'm okay with it. If stopping power is as rare as fucking specialist is, then okay, fine. Like, there's literally 2 on the whole map, then sure, whatever, keep it, I guess. Like, I don't care. So if they did that with Dead Silence, then yeah, all right, fine. But we'll just have to wait and see at this point.
Yep, exactly.
So that's that.
Cool. Last little thing we're going to talk about here. The World Series of Warzone started today. So this is the largest tournament in Warzone history. Is this like the first big tournament put on by Call of Duty themselves?
I believe this.
There may have been some others.
I think this is the first ever Warzone tournament that is hosted by the game itself, Call of Duty.
Yeah, there's been like Twitch Rivals and stuff like that, but I think this is the first one that Call of Duty has hosted. So they're in like private lobbies, 150 players. There's captains and all this stuff. It's kind of weird and confusing. There's captains and they pick different teams. This is going on for, I think there's like 6 or 7 total days or something. But so this was going on today and we were watching it. And it was pretty exciting because the future of Warzone for sure are these private lobbies like this. Kill races are cool, but there's people that'll just pub stomp kill races and simply won't be able to compete when it comes to tournaments like this. They just won't. Those people are, of course, referred to as pub stompers, right? You can shit on bad players, but when you come to going up against other people that are really, really good and really smart, they get shit on. So that's why these are exciting. Now, these tournaments, private lobbies do in general play a little bit slower than kill races, obviously, because you're not flying around the map trying to drop 60 kills, right? You're trying to get kills, you're trying to get placement. In this tournament, every kill is 1 point. If you place 2nd through 15th place, your multiplier is 1.5, right? And then if you get first place, your multiplier is 2.0. So there's kind of a nice in between of like wanting to get a decent amount of kills, wanting to get top 15, and then once it gets down to like 6 or less teams, you really fighting over that last spot or the first place finish. So it's exciting to watch.
Yeah,
it is fun watching like the best Warzone players in the world go up against each other. What did you think about it today?
I enjoyed it immensely, and so this is not the first tournament where we've had 150 really good players in a custom lobby competing against each other. That's been done before, but this scoring system is relatively new. So like the last custom Warzone tournament I watched pretty closely, it was a Twitch Rivals. It was 150 really good, well-known streamers competing against each other in a custom lobby, but it didn't have the score multiplier. It was like kills were worth like a point, and then like first place was like 25 points or whatever the fuck they did. Those games were very campy because the reward for first place, second, third, etc. was a flat number of points. So you could actually get 1 kill and first place, and you're probably going to have the most points at the end of that match. And so that was pretty boring to watch until the last circle, and then it was super exciting. So then a lot of people saw a couple tournaments that were done that way with that scoring, and people were like, this is kind of cool, but it's like kind of dumb also. And then they came up with this score multiplier system, and I think this is an excellent middle ground between incentivizing placement and incentivizing actual kills. And today, in the World Series of Warzone, this is the first event of many that are going to continue to happen. Follow Twitch Rivals on Twitch TV. TwitchRivals. That is where these are being live streamed. I'm sure there are VODs on YouTube and shit too. This was one that was actually fundamentally different and more exciting for most of the match. Some teams still had the placement strategy. Some teams had the Omega aggro strategy as if they were in a kill race tournament in a pub lobby. And a couple interesting things were born out of that. Number one, again, it was more exciting to watch because there are teams who are pushing everything.
Yeah.
Because kills matter a lot more. And then getting first place still matters a lot. Because if you got a lot of kills, you really want 2 times the points instead of 1.5 times the points. Or God forbid, 1 time the points. So it was like, it almost played like a normal lobby if it was a diamond like 0.1111 or something. Like the average KD of this lobby, by the way, was 3.7. None of you have ever played in a lobby like this.
No, literally.
3.7 is fucking outrageously high for even one person to have. And that's the average of 150 people. So everyone's just a fucking demon. And it was cool to see because people are still trying to like get a lot of kills and play super aggro in this fucking insane lobby. And some people were playing like, you know, the placement strat, get safe, camp, whatever. So number one, it was more interesting and exciting than maybe some people thought it would have been. Number two, at least today, this was only the first event, but today seemed like people who were chasing kills did better than people who were playing for placement. For example, number one squad, Aiden, Huskers, and Rated. Those dudes were not playing for placement. They liked winning. Sure, I'll win. Sure, let's win. That's fine. But I'm going to get kills. That's the goal here. They got first place. Second place, Repulse, Lucky Shamu, and Super Evan. Supra Everett? Change it.
Super Evan, yeah.
I don't know who most of those people are, but I think they were like kill racing hard too.
Yeah, mostly.
Swag Booyah Biffle, third place. Absolutely kill chasing. And the standings go on and on. I didn't see most of the teams, obviously, but it seemed like the most successful teams, at least for today, for the trios, for this trios match, or whatever, 6 matches, were people who were playing super aggro. If that turns out to be the best strategy, then what that means is you're getting a bunch of really insane players who are trying to kill each other. And that is super fun to watch. Because in the old Twitch Rivals, it was really exciting in the final circle because everyone just wanted first place, so they camped and played really passive until the last circle. So the last circle was super exciting, but you didn't really get to see much counterplay or outplay or gun skill because it's actually just like, okay, there are 7 teams in the final circle. Whoever gets lucky with not getting fourth party first is going to win. There's actually not terribly much skill there. Because there's just so much going on that you don't have the opportunity to outplay each other. But today, there were a lot of one squad versus another squad plays. And then you could be like, oh my God, I watch this guy all the time and I watch this guy all the time too. Who's going to win in the gunfight? And then they do all the fucking insane shit and then someone wins and it's like, wow, that was exciting. You know? it's like our theoretical argument of who would win a gorilla bear versus a gorilla bear, a silverback gorilla
bear.
versus a grizzly bear. But instead of a theoretical exercise, we actually got to see it play out in a lot of cases. We actually got to see the two animals fight to the death, as it were. And that was super interesting to watch. And I had a lot of fun watching this. Were you rooting for anyone? What were any other thoughts on this tournament, Tanner?
I thought it'd be cool to see OP Mark do well, and they did do well. They placed in the money for sure. But other than that, it's like, yeah, most of these guys, I don't really care about. They're all just big Warzone streamers. They already win too much, so whatever. But yeah, this was it was exciting to watch, and yeah, it for sure wasn't as campy as some of these other tournaments have been. Like, there have been tournaments in the past where, yeah, it's like people hide in like a house and they just don't peek at all. They just don't peek because they're trying to get placement that much. So this, like, J-Web was saying something in chat about, like, they should have more multipliers. Like, second place should get 1.75, then like third to fifth should get 1.5, then say like 11th to 15th should only get 1.1. That does sound good on paper, but I feel like that would make it less campy again. Because this way, when it's
More
just
campy,
like,
you mean?
Yeah, more campy. Because this way, when it's like just 2nd through 15th gets placement, pretty much, if there's just one guy left or something, they're just trying to get into that 15th spot to get that placement then. So they're not going to be like totally ratting it up and everything. There's not going to be full squads just hiding in buildings trying to go from the 3rd place placement to the 2nd place, etc. So I think all in all, this probably makes for more exciting gameplay. That's my thought process, kind of.
Yeah.
Because it's like, there was one point I was watching the Twitch rival stream and they were watching Booyah's stream and his 2 teammates were dead. And they were in like 17th they were in 16th place. And he was like in a gunfight. And there was a guy holding him on the gas. He was staying in the gas with his gas mask as long as possible, pushing up real slow. As soon as he saw his team was 15th place, he just ran into the gas because he's like, okay, I'm probably going to die here. This guy's holding me, but I got that placement. And that's what happened. He ran into the gas. He lost a gunfight because he was low health from the gas. But, he just got in to get that placement. So I just feel like that would probably end up playing better than having a bunch of different placements. Like that, those different placements sound better on paper, but when you really think about it, if you want to actually see like exciting gameplay, I think the way they did it this time is probably good. But it'll be interesting to see how all these guys, what they say about this when the tournament's over. If they liked this format, if they hated it,
True.
etc. Because like OP Mark's team, they weren't getting a lot of kills, and they were getting pretty good placement, and they got top 5. I think they got 4th place. So, yeah, it's interesting to see how different these teams play it.
Yeah,
but all in all, it was exciting to watch. I'm excited for the next event, whenever that is. I don't have a clue. World Series of Warzone.com if you want more information.
Yeah.
Oh, they got 6th place? Okay. Either way, they won some money from it. I do know that.
Yeah, and this is something Tanner and I are definitely going to be keeping our eyes on, and we'll talk about every event we watch for sure. And I think we're going to watch a lot of these because this was super interesting to see. What am I going to say? So I think Tanner and I, and most people probably agree that this format, this scoring system is better than old Twitch rivals where first place was a flat number of points or whatever, less campy. However, do you prefer this format, custom lobbies, over kill race tournaments where each competitor goes into their own lobby and does a kill race in pubs? What do you prefer?
I prefer this. They're not going to do this pub stomping bullshit forever. I don't know. Like, yeah, it's crazy seeing these guys drop a huge number of kills. I could never do that, of course, but I want to see them go up against players that are just as good or even better than them. And it's interesting to see because, there's people like Iron and Shaded Step and Devious and OP Marked that play slower and they play for wins. And then you have kill whores that just go for kills. And it's interesting to see how their play styles go against each other when they're in the same lobby,
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's like half of these guys, these kill race guys, they're the highest KD in every public lobby by like 2.0. But then they get into a lobby like this, and they may not even be the highest KD. So it's like a change of pace for them. They're not used to how people are playing. They can't just rush like chimps and try to get, those close quarters engagements. They have to play smarter, maybe use their brain a little bit more. I don't know. Like, don't get me wrong. Kill races are exciting to watch, but I don't think it's like the long-term future of Warzone. I think they need to go to these custom lobbies, which also brings me to the thought of where the hell are our custom rule sets for these lobbies? You would think they would have done this by now. Remember, they said like last year that there would be custom lobby things coming in the future. They, of course, also said that we'd be getting zombie camouflage in Warzone, and you still don't have that. But they said that. They said we were going to get like things with the custom lobbies where you can customize different aspects, like remove items. We still haven't seen it. So it's kind of shocking that they didn't put this out for like this tournament and then, rule some things out. But I guess since it's put on by COD, yeah, they don't want to block anything because it's like in their mind, they put everything in the game for a reason, right? So it's like, oh, why would we take out shotguns? They're in the game or something because that's the way they think because they designed it.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But
yeah.
I don't know. I think customs are the future, and I really, really hope they come out with some sort of customization for us to do with these private lobbies.
Yeah, agreed. I also do, by the way, prefer this way more than kill race tournaments. Just like you said, they were exciting. They had their time. There were some cool fucking clips, but like look, dude, Huskers in Symphony pushing 3 people. We know what's going to happen. I'm not interested in watching Huskers just dunk on some kid with a 1.03 KD. Like, yeah, he's going to fucking destroy him. Like, yeah,
obviously.
Cool, man. Like, it's like, obviously. And also, it's just, like, it gets boring after a while because it's like, yeah, and like you said, Tanner, don't get me wrong. I couldn't do that. I'm not saying they're unskilled players. What I am saying is, get the difference between first place and second place in those games, honestly, in those kill race tournaments, is often who saw more cheaters.
Yeah.
Number one. And who found more people.
Who had more dev
Who got
errors.
a luckier circle.
Yeah.
What if the circle's like almost out of the zone? The lobby just dies super quick, and you weren't able to get up to them. Then you lose the tournament. It's like, does that mean you're worse? No. It's like you just actually got less lucky. Whereas in a custom lobby where they're all in the same game, you guys are all working with the same parameters. So whoever wins, like, deserved it, Yeah. And there's still, of course, elements of luck involved, obviously, like where the next circle pulls or whatever, but way less so. And I think watching Huskers 1v1 Symphony is a lot more interesting than watching Huskers and Symphony 1v1 Tanner and I.
Exactly.
We know how that's going to go.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I've killed Huskers before, but
I almost did, but he was in a
him.
building camping like a piece of shit, so he killed me. So
crazy.
I'll 1v1 you Huskers. Don't at me. That's
Hell,
a joke.
relax.
That's a joke. He did kill me, but anyway. Yeah, I agree though. I'm done with the kill race format. This one's it's a more controlled environment too, and I just think it's super, super fun to watch. Way more interesting.
Yeah.
So that's what I would say on that topic. Yeah.
Yeah, I would just, bottom line, I would much rather see all the top players in the world compete against each other and not just go up against public lobbies. Because then also there's people like, like NA lobbies are so much easier than European lobbies. No, it's just you're watching the people at a different time of the day. So there's different, you're watching European lobbies at night because it's nighttime for them when they're playing in this tournament. Not the one today.
Great point.
Because this was NA only. But it's like, no, these people are like, dude, NA lobbies are bot lobbies. It's because this tournament's at fucking 9 a.m. Nobody good is playing at 9 a.m. And in Europe, it's nighttime. So all of the good players are on. That's why people think that. So if you think like NA versus EU, one is actually better, you're just fucking dumb, frankly. They both have a lot of good players and a lot of bad players. So yeah, this, I like how they did that also, that this was North America only. Kind of cool.
And then they'll do a separate EU only.
Yep, and then they'll do a separate EU. And then they'll probably do one with both grouped. I would imagine they would have to do that at some point.
I wonder how. But yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, but I would imagine they would. I wouldn't think they would split them forever. It's like, how do they have like the final big tournament or whatever?
What's
you know?
halfway between Europe
The ocean.
and NA?
The middle of the ocean. Let's build some servers in the middle of the ocean.
Japan?
Bill Gates, you have all this money. Jeff Bezos, build us some servers between New York City and Europe. Right?
Yeah,
they
certainly could.
I mean, let's pull up a map here. Let's pull up a map and look at this.
I'm pulling up a map right now.
Let's pull up a map.
Okay, yeah, there's... Wait.
There's ocean.
No, Japan's way closer to us. Actually, no, Japan might be right. Every map is dog shit. I need the map to be centered differently. I need
You're
it to be
always
centered
thinking
on like America.
You're always thinking
number one,
West
of course.
Coast. East Coast is way closer to Europe. So yeah, there just
Yeah,
needs
I
to
see
be
that. Yeah,
there just needs to be servers in the middle of the North Atlantic Ocean, basically. Somebody rich make that happen. Build your own island, you know, and put some servers on it.
I think Japan's the closest on land. Because Tanner, look,
To us?
go from California and go left until you hit Japan. And then
Yeah.
whatever distance that is, keep going left from Japan. And then you'll be around Europe, I think.
Okay, well the West Coast, I mean, I don't get what you're saying. The West Coast is still way further from Europe than the East Coast.
No, I know. Okay.
I don't get
I
what
know
that means. Cool. Hey, you're telling me where something is. Dope. Look at Mexico. Mexico's pretty close to us. Do you notice that? What does that have to what does Japan have to do with anything?
I'm saying that from America to Europe, the closest piece of land in the middle is Japan.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's
okay.
where the lobby should be hosted. Anyways, I did kill Aiden, yeah.
Actually, that's just not right. Look how close it is. We are to Europe. Even the West Coast is closer to Europe, I think.
Okay.
Than
I don't care anymore.
Japan. I mean, yeah, you're just dumb. It's that simple. You're dumb.
there's
You're
no
dumb.
chance.
Cool.
Okay, you know what?
I don't know what
Google it,
globe
dude.
you're looking at, but cool.
Closest piece of land, midway.
Either way, when people usually think of these tournaments, people think East Coast. Battle of Midway Part 2.
It's hard to find it. Yeah, okay, sure. I don't care. Anyway, whatever. They've probably thought of this. They have some geographers. You know what I would want, dude? Is an actual globe like we had in social studies. Because then I could just spin it where I want.
Well, that's what I'm looking at on Google. That's why I can tell you that Europe is a lot closer than going through
you're
Japan.
looking at a spinning globe?
Yes, that's why I can tell. I have to spin for a quarter second to go from the US from Europe, but I have to spin for 3 fucking seconds to go the other way past Japan to Europe.
How did you find this? I want to see this.
I just Googled New York City and then I just pulled up Google Maps.
Cool. New York City and then Google Maps.
We got a nice little globe. Any globes?
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah, you can use Google Maps. That's a good idea. Okay. Scroll me out more. Can't scroll out more than this? Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying. There's Europe.
It looks pretty close on a globe. Like, Europe is pretty damn close to New York compared to the West Coast to Japan. That looks way further. Way further.
Oh, yeah, no, I stand by what I said. Japan
Cool.
is like the perfect spot.
That's crazy to think that, but cool.
Yeah, actually,
Got it.
it's Japan.
Cool.
Yeah. So
I mean,
the
you're
server needs to be hosted in Japan. It's that
I mean,
simple.
you're just wrong, but got it.
Look at like the distance between, okay, from Germany to Japan and then from Texas to Japan is like the same distance.
Germany to Japan. Okay.
And now
Germany,
look at Texas
there's Germany.
to Japan.
Germany to Texas?
No, Germany to Japan.
Okay, Germany to Japan.
That's a distance. So
I
just,
have to just
put
scroll
it in your.
so far. Let me raise my DPI real quick.
You're so stupid, dude.
Let me put my glorious
I'm
Model
looking
D
at
on
it right
high
now.
sense.
It's actually perfect. Japan's just the answer.
I
I think
okay.
Japan's a little closer to Europe, but
Cool.
not much at all.
Got it.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool.
Definitely.
And
Anyway.
he's just, I mean, you're better off putting servers on Iceland or Greenland, right? Let's do it
Wait,
there
where's
instead.
Iceland?
Why not
Where's
just put on the
Iceland?
North Pole? Yeah, the North Pole would be better. Yeah, and hey, yeah, let's do the North Pole.
I don't know if that's true, actually. Oh, Greenland was. Oh, actually.
Why don't we just put servers in Madagascar?
Greenland is the well, you can't put it on Greenland. It's uninhabitable. But maybe Iceland would be good.
There's
too.
a few things on Greenland. It's not. Don't people?
there's
I mean,
ice.
people live there.
I don't think they do. They
Well,
live in
there's-
Iceland.
I mean, there's some cities named there. Would they name cities if just nothing was there? They have like research stations and stuff. At least that's more what I mean. Those research station dipshits can host the servers. You know.
They could. Yeah, we could have them research.
Yeah. See,
an
Boopsy knows it.
anti-cheat while they're at it.
Boopsy says Japan is so fucking far from both. Stop the cap. Yeah, he's an idiot. Whatever. Oh,
Yeah, but it's equally far from Europe
it's not.
as it is from North America.
It's not.
That's the point. You're trying to find a fair server host.
Cool. Cool, dude.
All right, I'm done. I don't care. Anyways, World Series of Warzone was very fun to watch, and we will be keeping up with this for sure. It's going to be interesting to see what team in the end comes out on top. And we'll probably have more information on how this shit works next time we talk about it, because I'm still not sure how the broad tournament goes.
It's too confusing. Yeah, it's weird.
There's a lot. Yeah. So we'll
There's different
get
events.
more. We'll have more info on that at some point. So, other than that, Tanner, you want a game tonight?
Good.
Cool, man. All right. So we're going to game.
You can try it.
So we haven't read iTunes reviews in a while. Still not going to tonight. I barely slept last night. So we're going to go game. But iTunes reviews help a lot, and I will read them eventually. If I haven't read your review yet, but Roz, it's been 6 weeks. I'll read it. Trust me. Just not doing it now. It will be read eventually. Have faith.
So you don't care about our reviews. That's cool, dude.
We care, and it helps us a lot. It helps the analytics. So please review us on
Doesn't seem
iTunes
like
if
it.
you use iTunes. If you rate us 5 stars and write a review, we'll read it on the show at a time. Also, we have one gameplay breakdown in the queue right now. We are going to skip it this week. I thought we had more in the queue, to be honest. But since we don't, we also got told by Bad Luck Brian, change it, of course, that he might want to change up his submission. So rather than do it now, we're going to talk to him some more, see if he wants to resubmit or something, and then we'll do that. But for all of you guys who are Damascus patrons, if you want your gameplay broken down, make sure you're submitting it, and then we will, of course, do it. So other than that, boys and girls, that's it. Patreon episode is coming out shortly. We've got a crazy end of the month schedule. Check the Twitter. Patreon.com/the Dropshot is the best way to support the program. It's the best for us, and it's the best for you. You've heard the pitch. Figure it the fuck out. If you're going to waste your money on the program, do it there first. You get the most out of it. And so do we. So thank you all for listening. Thank you for watching. Have an exceptional evening, of course. And as always, remember, stay humble.